I'm going to show you our top performing LinkedIn ads. So for preface here, we've been running ads on this account since September of last year. We had a different account before that, but this one has about $50,000 worth of ad spend. And I'm going to walk you through our best cold ads and our best retargeting ads. So our best cold ad is actually kind of clever. We have 100% of our ad spend behind one graphic now. And I'll show it to you and then I'll walk you through the thought process of what's going on here. So this is our top performing cold ad. It starts out, we're a marketing agency. We run ads to B2B businesses that are in software, financial services, other marketing agencies, and a handful of other industries. So we can be a little tongue-in-cheek. We started out very transparent. This is an ad. There's short, cheeky, whatever intro. It's not super long. There's no links in it. But the main reason that this ad does so well is because of this. And this is not expertly graphically designed. This is a screenshot of an organic post that I made marked up a little bit. And actually I had to put these lines in here because even though I run a LinkedIn ads agency, I am not allowed to say the words LinkedIn or many variations of that while running LinkedIn ads because it's trademarked, which is also why we had to redo our account last year. So this is a organic screenshot from my personal account. The main reasons that this did really well is, number one, it has social proof already built into the image. So when people saw this, they glance down here, they see a lot of people have liked and commented, but they hadn't actually liked and commented on the ad. This was a screenshot of the post, but mentally, they were already just giving it more credit. The next thing that they liked was that it doesn't look like an ad. It looks like a normal post because it's a picture of a post. So this one, then if they actually start reading it, it talks about how we burned $5,000 on cold ads and only got 600 worth of conversions, but then we made $16,000 in the conversion layer. And so it brings them in. It's relevant to what we do. We do LinkedIn ads. And then the really clever part that I wish I could take credit for is that this see more, if they actually did get intrigued and they click that, that is actually part of the screenshot. So that is not actually going to open up the text. If they click see more, it's actually going to open up our website where they, see us, read our demo, and start getting retargeted by us. So there is actually a handful of people that probably didn't intentionally click on an ad and didn't realize it was an ad, but that's also part of the beauty of that. So that's our top performing ad. Let me show you some examples of other ones that have done really well for us. We've done versions of this one that have done really well. It's the neon. I think it just is different than what's out there. So that's actually done well in the cold and indifferent retargeting. We've done for me, for cold ads, I really like plain and simple, to the point. Tell them who you are, what you do, and if they're interested, they'll click, and that's like the digital hand raising. It's not necessarily meant to be the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, convince them to trust you, and to convert. It's for the cold ad. It should honestly just be to get their attention and get that initial click. And then it's your retargeting that should do all the legwork of building trust and converting. So that's why I have 100% of my spend behind one simple creative for cold ads. Now I'll show you some of my top performing retargeting ads. And I'm going to sort this by conversion value and website broad retargeting images. So these are just the ones that we just get back in front of them. We just want to stay top of mind. So this one's pretty simple. This is just who we are, what we do, basically. And again, telling them it's an ad. This is not, overly complicated. A lot of them are like this. It seems like people really like graphics, images, things that are kind of explaining themselves in the image. So this one does really well for us. And again, you see the text. I mean, you don't have a ton of space of the text. The intro, this headline is usually, where you need to focus most of your attention on. I've been doing more of these kind of visual, again, this is kind of I got cut off actually. you are here in this layer. People have already visited our website. They're getting retargeted now, and I'm letting them know like where they are in the funnel, which some people think is clever. Some people will probably think is annoying. Some of these other ones are just really basic. And again, some neon ones. We were playing around with these vertical ones, and these actually do pretty decent, especially if you use it to hit on like a major pain point. 80% of conversions come from retargeting. That's something that, really resonates with a lot of our people because they didn't have, it's not going to show on desktop, which I'm on right now, very well. It's optimized for mobile. But most LinkedIn ad campaigns fail because they have no retargeting strategy. Again, we're retargeting people that were interested in LinkedIn ads, and that thought really resonates with them, and the neon, because that's kind of what, here's another good one. So this is, again, vertical. It's not going to show very well on, I wonder if I can show it here. It's not going to show well on my desktop here. Edit. Let's see if I can preview with mobile, but probably not. All right, we're going to abandon that. But it was basically around the same idea. I took an organic post that did really well, and it talked about, we spent X amount of dollars on this and got this in return. Let's see if I can just show it here. Ditched the lead gen forms, and the top was we spent X amount of money on cold layer, produced 11 booked calls at a loss, and then we spent X amount on retargeting. And then this, again, neon, it's vertical for mobile, and it has a very simple idea of, we drove X amount of booked calls without lead gen forms because we were doing kind of a demand gen strategy. So for us, like these visuals and these ideas, it's not just hitting them with pitches of who we are and what we do. It's also introducing ideas about their main pain points. So the other really good ads that have led to high conversion value, at least for us, would be text ads. Highly underrated. We've only spent $700 on text ads and yet gotten $10,000 conversion value. And part of the reason is for such a small amount of spend compared to all the other ones, it has huge exposure as far as almost 1 million impressions for less than $1,000. So it just is able to have a higher frequency, be published on more people's feeds than any other ad for less money. So that's done really well. And you only get like a line or two on text ads. So it's the ones we usually do are, want to target your prospects as much as we do, want to be seen as the go-to person in your space. You can just do little messages, little taglines, and just stay in front of them with your name. And the next one that does really well is actually follower ads. We use emoticons to stay in front of them. We use the first name. So it's, hi, Justin, I seen you checking us out. We've seen you around. And then the cool thing is you put a follower ad in front of them. You put a follower ad in front of them. It sends them to your company page. And then you can pin to the top of your company page a kind of like third-party validation or social proof kind of piece of content that you're curating to make sure it's the first thing that they see. And that experience where they see a follower ad, they check out your company page, and then they unknowingly digest this piece of content that you've made sure was the first one they would see. That kind of journey where you're selling to them without them knowing you're selling to them, that works really well. And it's worked really well to put a press release as that pinned post, or an interview, or some kind of award or something like that. Third-party validation does really well there. The next kind of ads that do really well for us is trust and credibility. So we run a campaign that has us in the news, ranked #1 on Upwork, a press release. We're featured in MarketWatch. We have a testimonial from a Fortune 300 VP. So this whole campaign is dedicated to just posts that give us, some kind of social proof, building trust, credibility. We show them, this was an ad audit of a LinkedIn account where they were spending $500,000 a month. So this actually links to a YouTube video It doesn't even go to our website. We're not trying to convert them necessarily on this. We're just trying to build trust. So we put this specifically in front of website visitors, show them our YouTube channel. And then the other one that works really well for us that I really like is we actually have a newsletter. So I have a campaign. Its only job is to get signups for our newsletter. And then from the newsletter, we nurture them with more educational content. But the idea, again, is not to get emails that we pass to sales and then call. It's just to get newsletter signups, funnel them into our other organic channels, and to build trust and credibility. So those are some of the best ads that we have, what they look like, kind of that intro text, and also more of the strategy behind it as well that you can apply to your business. Just get their attention with cold ads, and then with retargeting, figure out, if you have an interested prospect who's been to your website, what pieces of content do you want to show them to help push help them get more comfortable with you, trust you, and eventually come back to you and book that call or submit the inquiry.